The New York City Council employees or members are hopping mad because one of their employees was arrested in Bethpage in Long Island while he went to check up on a routine immigration check-in. Now they're demanding his immediate release and says ICE detained him illegally. He is an immigrant from Venezuela and he came here on a visiting visa in 2017. ICE claimed that it's expired, but the city council member says he's here legally.
During a routine
expecting a fired up crowd this afternoon at a protest.
Protest. What Democrats do best.
Calling for the immediate release of a city council employee from ICE custody.
He will be released, but we don't know if it is immediately. But he will be released safe and sound back to his country, Venezuela.
Yeah, that employee, who city officials aren't naming just yet, works as a data analyst inside City Hall and was allegedly detained by federal agents during a routine appointment on Long Island, just doing the routine stuff.
Paperwork can go wrong. That's why he may be detained, just doing the routine stuff.
Right. And so that's a big part of this as well, the question of that. As expected, plenty of outrage from local leaders, including Mayor Mamdani, who says this is a threat on our democracy. Eyewitness News reporter Jaysha Patel is live in the West Village where the city council employee is being held. Jaysha, tell us a little bit more about everything you've been able to find out.
Well, Pedro, Shirley, and Sam, right now things are pretty quiet out here, but in less than 2 hours, we can start to see a crowd probably form ready for that rally that's set to happen at noon.
They are ready to rally, and they don't even know why ICE detained him. Oh, man.
Now, what we know at this time about this city employee is that he's a data analyst working for the city council, and he was detained again at a routine immigration meeting, and he is Venezuelan. The city council is not releasing his name because of privacy reasons, but city council speaker Julie Menin says the employee was detained after showing up for a routine immigration appointment in Bethpage. Now, Menin says he had legal authorization to stay in the United States until this coming October, and that the feds gave her no indication that he had done anything illegal. Now,
the authorities said that he was arrested for assault, but the New York City Council claims that he signed his statement, said he was never arrested. And remember, these charges that they said he was arrested are allegedly
illegal. Now, we did reach out to ICE about the detainment, and we were told the employee had no legal right to be in the U.S.
According to New York sanctuary city or sanctuary state law, he has all legal right to be in New York. But the feds say, wait a minute, you got no legal right to be in the United States. And we know that it's the federal government who says who comes in and who stays.
And that he has a prior arrest for assault and entered the United States on a tourist visa in 2017. He's currently at the detention center here behind me on Varick Street, and Menin says the city council is demanding ICE release him, and local and state officials are also speaking up.
Is ICE going to give him up to New York State? Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go back into the press conference.
I'm sorry we have to be here for what is becoming an all too routine situation, which is that a law-abiding immigrant.
ICE don't think so. That's why he is being detained.
With work authorization, who is allowed to be here, does the right thing and goes to their required check-in at an ICE facility, and instead of getting rewarded for doing the right thing and following the right way, he is arrested and detained and likely on a path to removal unless it can be stopped.
And let's see if New York is going to break away from the union and form their own country and let this alleged illegal immigrant can become legal in their own country. Let's see if they will do that.
Now, Mayor Mamdani released a statement saying he's outraged and says, quote, "This is an assault on our democracy, on our city, and our values. I'm calling for his immediate release and will continue to monitor the situation."
Anyone takes Mamdani outrage serious?
And back out here live, looking ahead to later this morning. Again, that rally is set to happen at 12 p.m. right here outside of this ICE facility. And again, they're calling for ICE to release that city council data analyst. Live in the West Village, Jaysha Patel, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
So much. And the real question is, who is going to implement? If they say he must be released, who actually has to implement that?
Not Mamdani, for sure.
Good evening, everyone. I really want to thank everyone for coming on last minute notice. I'm joined today by Congressmember Dan Goldman. I'm joined by my colleagues in government, Councilmember Alexa Vilas, who chairs the Immigration Committee, Councilmember Sean Abreu, and I'm joined by Murad Awadam, President of the New York Immigration Coalition. I first of all want to say that earlier today, federal immigration officials detained an employee of the New York City Council.
Which they have all right to do. Nothing illegal about that. They can detain someone if they think they violate the immigration law. And if they are squeaky clean, then they release them back to New York.
So, this morning, this employee went in for a routine court appearance in Bethpage, Long Island. But a regular check-in quickly went awry.
How she knows that something didn't go wrong? They find something on the paperwork when he went there. How she knows that everything panned out perfectly and they just hold him because they are so vile and want to deport this guy? How she knows that something didn't go wrong on his behalf? Things can change from the last time we check in.
He was taken in and he was moved to a detention center. We learned about this very disturbing situation late this afternoon when this employee called the city council HR department for help and told them he had been detained. He was given, I want to be clear, one call, and he called the city council for help. We are doing everything in our power to secure his immediate release.
They got no power over the federal government. She's just talking. She ain't got no power. They don't have any power. The federal government, they are the ones who runs immigration. They're the one who run border patrol. So they're the one responsible for anyone coming into the United States, not New York, California, or Minnesota. That's the federal government.
We have since learned that he has been transferred to the detention center on Varick Street. I spoke with the Deputy Field Office Director of the Department of Homeland Security tonight, both to express my extreme frustration at the situation and demand information on why a council employee was detained. DHS confirmed that this employee had gone in for a routine court appointment and was nevertheless detained.
Situation change on the ground, or in this case, situation change in the immigration office.
They provided no other basis for his detainment.
That is called confidentiality because you're not his immigration lawyer. So at least ICE is doing something right, not giving out the man information to everyone. You're not his immigration lawyer. What do you want to do?
On the contrary, he was a city council employee who was doing everything right. He went to the court when he was asked. I want to be clear, his legal authorization to remain and work in this country until October 2026.
ICE giving him an early vacation from work and he will be released safely to Venezuela. Given one time in a country, it's not a contract. So if ICE break the contract, hey, we're going to sue ICE because I should be here until October. It's not a contract. It's they decide when they want to end it. So it's not a contract that you sign. I sign a contract with you. You should stay here until October. And if ICE said you got to go before that, ICE is in problem. They breach a contract. That's not how it goes, ma'am. He may have a contract with City Council as the data analysis where he got to work for like 1 year and 2 years. That's with your City Council, but that's not with ICE for immigration purposes. That's not how it works.
After we learned of his detention, we immediately reached out to the ICE facility office at the Bethpage facility. But shockingly, the phone number doesn't even work. It says that the number is disconnected. There is no public information about how to reach someone that is being detained at the Bethpage facility.
The telephone lines are down. I don't know.
There's actually no way to reach out to this individual. And I just want to be clear, as Speaker of the City Council, I cannot even call this ICE detention center to collect information or demand his release.
You cannot demand his release. You get to do it the legal way. I know that you're Democrats, so you don't believe in anything legal, but you get to do it the legal way, not by demand. You get to think with your brain and not your heart.
I'm an elected official running a body, and I cannot contact a federal facility? What kind of accountability or transparency is that? Can you imagine what it's like for a family whose loved one goes missing?
It's not missing. It's called detained. Missing is when you're kidnapped by the bad guys. You cannot be detained by law enforcement and you're missing. It's not missing. Moreover, they did give him one telephone call, and instead he called his family that who were going to notice that he's missing. He used it to call the City Council. So, Mr. City Council elected member, you are the one, you should be the one who should call his family, because he wasted his telephone call and called the City Council. So don't blame it on ICE, because the guy made a decision to call the City Council instead of his family. You guys are the ones who let immigrants look stupid, and I am an immigrant. But you let us look stupid, man. Come on.
What are his family members going through right now? Family members are trying to get in contact with one another, and ICE is actively trying to do the opposite. That is not how government works, and it's not how our legal system is meant to work. This, by the way, is not an ideological issue on where one stands on immigration. No matter where you fall on the political spectrum, we can at least agree that the federal government should be transparent and accountable. Federal officials have been insisting that the immigration crackdown